Well, disappointed, obviously, but again, I was proud of their effort. We played hard, didn't play our best for whatever reason. We were outplayed by Midwestern, and they certainly did what they needed to do to win that game. We came up short in that for whatever reason. Really, first time this year, we just haven't gone out and played at the level that I know we're capable of. But that's not to take anything away from our opponent. They beat us and deserved to win. Coming back from the trip again, our players were, like I said, disappointed, but positive about where we're at, and we're 5-1, undefeated in conference, and get back into conference this week. So again, we can't sit there and feel sorry for ourselves. Again, we did not get the job done. Let's learn from that. Like we wanted to learn from all of our successes, our victories. Let's learn from the defeat. Let's learn, let's reflect back on the week leading up to the game, and did we do everything individually? Did I do everything as the head coach to prepare this team the best way? And you always evaluate that. And now we got to get ready for another trip, another difficult opponent. The different or circumstances of a 1 o'clock kickoff, of a grass field, all that. So it's just part of what a season brings at you.
You had an offense that was averaging over 50 points a game. You go in there to Midwestern. Gardner, over 100 yards, touchdown. You guys scored just 10 points. Was Midwestern just their defense that good, or were there some, or was it just your offense not playing what you had hoped for?
Well, again, a combination of it, but again, you give credit first to Midwestern, and they had a secondary that was as good as we'll see, and as good as I've seen, really, in Division II. Some really talented athletes back there. But our execution wasn't at the level that it needs to be. We were able to run the football, even without Lucas Govan, who went out early in the game. Jared Leal came in, and Jared had not really practiced in the better, since the first Azusa game, where he had an MCL injury and spent the past few weeks recovering from that. But again, our run game was there. Certainly, we take the first possession and go down the field and get helped by a penalty, a pass interference penalty, but that sustained the drive and ended up putting that in the end zone, and felt real good about that first drive. And then the defense goes on the field, and in 3 plays they come back and score on us, and you kind of see the shoulders kind of go down a little bit. We have to respond in those situations, and yet at halftime we're down just 4, 14-10. On the road against the top program like Midwestern, to be down just 4, we felt good, and thought we had a good halftime, and came out and talked about the importance of the first possession of the second half. And then we come out and unable to stop them on their first 3 drives. They get 21 points in the third quarter, and offensively we just we weren't in sync. We started to sputter a little bit, and as we got behind and needed to throw the ball a little bit more, just were not effective doing so. So again, a learning experience. We'll regroup and get ourselves ready to go up to Ellensburg to play Central.
Yeah, not saying anybody, but for Weber, do you expect, he's a sophomore, but did you expect more out of him?
Again, he didn't have his best game, didn't have his worst game. Again, we've got to help him out by getting loose in coverage, and we didn't do enough of that. But to put this all on Robert, or put too much on Robert would be wrong. Again, he's pretty critical of himself when he doesn't feel he plays to the level that he knows he's capable of. So we'll continue to work. He's just a sophomore, and I think because he had such a special freshman year, a lot of people are expecting, great things as I do and as he does. But again, he's a leader of our offense, and he will continue to work hard to be at his best come each and every Saturday.
With Central this week again, your defense is going to be tested.
They really are. They threw for just under 400 yards at Western Oregon last week. They got a receiving core that's really talented, led by Zolk, a running back that's a Division I back, a transfer from Washington State, and they've been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. They've had some very impressive performances. You go down to Azusa and you win at Azusa, that's huge. And they put 40 points on Western Oregon in Ellensburg the first time they played. They're a very, very tough team in Ellensburg on their home field, as we are here at the Redwood Bowl. And so, but then they've turned around, they've lost some games that just, you kind of look at that and shake your head a little bit. But I've played or brought teams to Ellensburg and lined up against Central Washington probably more than any other single team. And I know the tradition, I know the type of attitude they have, I know the players, and what they will bring. It's a good football team, and this will be a very, very difficult test for us. Going up, playing, on grass in the afternoon against a quality opponent on what is their homecoming game.
The Heroes are playing on their homecoming up
I know.
Grass field, also playing afternoon game, usually playing those evening games. Do you guys, anything that you guys can do differently leading up to the matchup, or is it just kind of, continue that you guys have been doing all season long?
It is what it is, and how strange is it that we talk about a grass field and a game on grass field being unusual, or a 1 o'clock kickoff and not being the norm. But that's college football in this day and age. Again, I've looked at the weather forecast. It's been dry up there. Looking at their most recent home game 2 weeks ago, the field looked in good shape, good condition. So it's just one of those things that we'll adapt to, and it should not, and I don't believe will have any impact on this game's outcome.